Ashes of Viridian. The sun rarely touched Viridian Forest anymore. A thick perpetual fog coiled between the gnarled trees, shrouding the once vibrant landscape in a suffocating grey. The wild Pokémon had grown hostile, their eyes glinting red in the darkness, their cries twisted echoes of what they used to be. People whispered of a curse, but most knew better. It wasn't magic. It was something worse. It was him. Ethan adjusted his tattered jacket, the bitter wind biting through the holes. His fingers brushed the lone Pokeball at his belt, its metal cold, almost reluctant. Inside was his last companion, Umbra, his Absol, who had changed just like everything else. Once sleek and proud, she was now gaunt, her fur patchy, a jagged scar marring her muzzle. But her crimson eyes still burned with a loyalty Ethan didn't deserve. They were hunting someone, or something. The rumors had led him here. Tales of a man with empty eyes, followed by Pokémon more shadow than flesh. A man once called a hero. Ash Ketchum. The name felt like a joke now, spoken in hushed tones around dying campfires. The eternal champion, the boy from Pallet Town, had vanished years ago after defeating the Pokémon League. Some said he sought to conquer even greater heights, chasing legends. But legends, Ethan knew, had a price. They found the first corpse at dusk. It was a trainer, slumped against a tree, her eyes wide open, blank, as if her soul had been clipped. Her kimono clean, her paper nearby, grotesquely distorted, their bodies twisted beyond recognition. A Pikachu's lightning-scorched remains twitched sporadically, nerves firing with no mind to command them. Umbra sniffed the air, hackles rising. The scent was wrong, metallic and sweet, undercut with rot. Ethan swallowed bile and pressed on, knowing they were close. Nightfall brought whispers. At first, Ethan thought it was the wind, but the voices grew louder, tangled with faint laughter and the soft patter of footsteps. Umbra growled low in her throat, her single crimson eye darting to the shadows. Then he saw him. Standing among the trees, illuminated by the faint glow of a dying Pokeball, was Ash. But this wasn't the boy from the stories. Ash's eyes were voids, pitch black and endless. His face was pale, stretched thin over sharp bones. His hat was gone, replaced by tangled, greasy hair. At his side stood Pikachu, but not the one etched into league posters. This Pikachu's fur was mottled and thin, patches of skin raw and exposed. Its tail was cracked, sparking with erratic jolts of crimson electricity. Ash smiled, and Ethan felt something inside him twist. "You came," Ash rasped, his voice layered with echoes, as if 1,000 others spoke through him. Another soul to feed the forest. Ethan didn't wait. He threw the Pokeball with a shaking hand. "Umbra, Night Slash!" Umbra sprang forward, a blur of shadow and fury, but Pikachu moved faster. Lightning arced, not yellow but black, lashing through the air with a screech like tearing metal. Umbra yelped, collapsing mid-leap, smoke rising from her battered body. Ethan screamed. The battle was over before it began. Ethan rushed to Umbra's side, cradling her limp form. Her breathing was shallow, her fur singed. Ash approached, his steps silent despite the crunch of dead leaves. "They all fall," Ash whispered, kneeling beside him. "Friends, rivals, Pokémon. There's nothing left but hunger." Ethan lashed out with a knife he'd kept hidden, a desperate, feral act. But Ash caught his wrist with inhuman strength, his grip like iron. "I wanted to be the very best," Ash murmured, his eyes boring into Ethan's soul. "But there's no end, no peak, just the next battle, the next victory. Until even victory tastes like ash." Ethan felt his strength drain, his vision dimming. The forest pulsed around them, roots twisting, trees leaning in as if to watch. Pikachu climbed onto Ash's shoulder, its dead eyes glowing faintly. As Ethan's world faded, he understood. Ash hadn't been cursed. He'd won. He'd beaten every challenge, every opponent, until there was nothing left to fight. The hunger had filled the void, an endless, gnawing need to battle, to conquer, to consume. And the forest had become his arena. When Ethan awoke, he wasn't Ethan anymore. His body stood, but his soul was gone, devoured like the others. His eyes were hollow, reflecting nothing. At his side limped Umbra, now just a shadow, her essence twisted beyond recognition. They wandered the forest, joining the lost, the fallen, servants to an eternal champion who could never stop battling, never stop winning. Viridian Forest thrived on them, its roots fed by their despair. And somewhere in the heart of the darkness, Ash Ketchum smiled, ready for the next challenger. The end.